What's going on, everybody? The Bet-Sided Roundtable is back, and we're taking a look at some of our favorite MVP candidates for the NFL season through the first 6 weeks of the season. Ben Heisler with Ian McMillan, Peter Dewey, Donovan Smoot, and Reed Wallach. We are going to go around the horn, give some rapid-fire plays on who we like most at this point of the season to go ahead and win the MVP. You can find those bets by heading over to WynnBET. Easiest place to go is to go to fansided.com/betside. You can get right there and also take advantage of if any team scores a touchdown, your bet goes from $1 to $100. So Ian, let me start with you. Taking a look at the wide scape of a lot of intriguing MVP candidates for this year. Tell me who you like so far heading into week number 6 of the NFL.
Matthew Stafford at plus 900. He is easily the bet to make right now. After the first few weeks, everyone was all over Matt Stafford. I think he was even the co-favorite at one point. He had one average game against Arizona, and then he dropped off the cliff, and no one has talked about him since. But now is the time to bet on him. Listen to the Rams' next 4 games: Giants, Lions, Texans, and Titans. He is going to light these defenses up. He has 9.2 yards per pass attempt this season. He has a 68% completion percentage. He's on, in my opinion, one top 5 offense in the NFL right now. Easy bet for me, and you got to make it now before he goes on this run against weak teams. Matt Stafford plus 900, easily the best bet on the board in my opinion.
Yeah, especially after week 1, like you mentioned, Ian, those odds really rose all the way to the top. He's since fallen down after a couple okay games, but certainly in the mix, especially now going from Detroit to a massive market in LA. What about you, Donovan? Who are you looking for at this point in the season for MVP?
I never thought I'd say this, but Josh Allen should be the MVP of the league. Like he's my bet right now. So he's plus 500. He's behind Justin Herbert and Kyler Murray, who are both plus 400. But Allen is the guy. Listen, I get it. He had a bad first game. Boo-hoo. Let's throw it away. Allen over the last 4 games has 1,100 yards. He has 13 total touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. If any other quarterback went into Arrowhead and outdueled Patrick Mahomes, we would be fawning over them, giving them the award, and just saying, like, this is their trophy to lose. And Josh Allen did that. The Bills offense is rolling right now, the last 4 games, 35-0, 43-21, 40-0, and then 38-20. I just don't see the Bills slowing down at all, and Josh Allen is the main reason for that. So he's my best bet right now.
Yeah, it almost seems like Josh Allen, because of how good he was and because of his breakout season last year and not winning MVP to Aaron Rodgers, it almost feels like voters aren't giving him maybe the love that he deserves. Certainly his odds are all the way up there in that top 3 over at WynnBET Sportsbook. Peter, let me go to you next. MVP on the line. Who are you taking amongst a very solid qualified group of candidates?
Yeah, Donovan talks about a guy who goes into Arrowhead and beats Patrick Mahomes. Well, I'm going to talk about another guy who beat Patrick Mahomes this year, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is plus 1,200 at WynnBET to win MVP, which is ludicrous. Lamar Jackson is 4-1 right now. They beat the Chiefs. They just came with a huge comeback against the Colts on Monday Night Football where he totaled 504 yards. He set the Ravens franchise passing record. He has more passing yards than Patrick Mahomes this year, and he's also the best running quarterback in the NFL. Lamar's got a legit chance to throw for almost 4,000, maybe even hit 4,000 yards, run for 1,000, and probably put up 20 something passing touchdowns and push 10 rushing touchdowns. He's going to put up the numbers. The Ravens are ahead in the AFC North. If they can stay ahead of the Browns and win that division, I think he has a great path. And honestly, the Ravens right now, you look at these other teams, we talk about guys with MVP, the Rams, the Bills, the Cardinals, they have better supporting casts than the Ravens. The Ravens lost their 3 top running backs to start the season. They have 17 guys on injured reserve right now, which is the most in the NFL, and they're 4-1. And the only reason why is Lamar Jackson. I can't believe he's that low on the list that he's my bet for sure at this point in the season.
He's certainly one of the reasons that they're 4-1. I would contend that Justin Tucker's golden leg from 66 yards out might be another part of the reason why they're 4-1. Boy, the Ravens have turned around. They could have been 1-4 this year. Instead, they are 4-1. All right, so we got 3 different candidates over our roundtable for MVP of the NFL. Reed, are you going to go in a different direction, or are you going to side with one of our teammates?
Now, I'm going with another quarterback, Tom Brady. I think everyone's heard of him, from time to time. The league leader in passing yards. I know there's an extra game this year, but he is set to be the first quarterback to ever throw for 6,000 yards in a season. Second in passing touchdowns, 4th in EPA per play for quarterbacks. And look, this Bucks team, they're banged up. So especially on the defensive side of the ball. So if they're going to keep letting up points, that's just more attempts for Brady. This Bucks offense already throws the highest clip in the league. So if Brady puts up the numbers, they have the 10th easiest schedule the rest of the way. So I still think Tampa Bay, they might put up the best record in the league at 44 years old. Brady has everything going his way that if he throws for 6,000 yards, the voters are going to side with him. He's plus 600. I think by the end of the year, he's going to be the favorite.
Yeah, Brady's been going up and down throughout the course of the year over at WinBet. I think, would you call him at now, Reed? He's at plus what number?
Plus 600 now.
Plus 600 now for Tom Brady. So he's going up and down right now. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers amongst the favorites to win the Super Bowl over at WinBet as well. All right, I'm a little bit surprised that my candidate didn't come up, but go ahead and give me Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys. Does he have the number one passing yardage in the league like he did before he got hurt last year? No, but he's third in the NFL in touchdowns. He's top 7 in yardage. And more importantly, it's a turnaround season for Dallas. They're 4-1. They're 5-0 against the spread. So, the betting public is likely getting behind on Dak Prescott on this one. And think about this, guys. Their schedule for the rest of the year is about as easy as it gets in a really bad NFC East division. There's a conceivable chance that the Cowboys could win 12, 13, maybe even 14 games and get the number 1 seed in the NFC. It's might be a little bit out of reach, but consider the type of competition that they're playing. You have teams in the NFC West that are likely beating up on each other, and who knows what happens with Tampa Bay. I think Dallas is sitting pretty, and Prescott is doing this despite a dunce of a coach in Mike McCarthy. I think they're going to have to give him the award if Dallas ends up locking up this division and possibly even that number 1 seed in the NFC. So there you go. Those are our MVP picks. For plenty more analysis, we constantly update the rankings from where it started at the beginning of the season all the way to now. You can find that by going to fansided.com/betsided. And if you like stuff like this, make sure you guys go ahead and give us a thumbs up in this video, subscribe, and also find us on social media. We are on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok just by following us at BetSided.